Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays Prison Architect. We made some inroads on our last episode. Oh, I just bought a tree. I realized that the sound is on, and I heard a sound, and I just instinctively assumed that someone had been murdered. But no, we just purchased some fine foliage. That's okay. 32 prisoners have serious complaints. Food. Why don't you eat during the eating time? It's the main question I would like to offer. Is our canteen big enough? I have to assume that it is, and it's just that our kitchen is not getting food out quickly, but I don't know, we'll see. In any case, I should point out here, full disclosure, I feel like Jerry Seinfeld in that Seinfeld episode with the Kenny Rogers chicken. Basically, I'm running on no sleep right now, which is an exaggeration, but I am a little exhausted, a little loopy, and I imagine that we'll probably end up going on some, David Lynchian kind of Tarsum Singh tangents here, which I'm excited about, but at the same time, if I play sloppily, I am going to chalk that up as one of the reasons. I'm just checking here. Prisoners are kind of at an equilibrium, around 60 prisoners who say they're well treated. Many have serious complaints. I'm going to assume that it's predominantly food-based. It's hard to tell. Food, like, serious concern is like 15, and family is a larger one. Now that I've installed almost all these extra phone booths, this yard looks like shit, by the way. But now that I've installed almost all these extra phone booths, I kind of think that the family stats should be handled a little bit more easily in the future. We'll see, though. I may be wrong about that. Less prisoners say they're well treated now. I want to take a quick look and let's just examine how things... Excuse me. Excuse me? What? How? Why was there a protective custody person in my spaghetti? No, why was there a protective custody person in the canteen? That doesn't make any damn sense. Did they get dragged here against their will? This is the only area you're allowed to go. This area right here. I don't think you snuck out through here. That doesn't really make sense to me. Well, there goes... We didn't really have a bonus anyway, but there it would go if we had one, and now we've got to do some prisoner management. We've got too many maximum security prisoners now. Let's go to contraband informants quickly. You've got nothing wrong with you. Basically, you did probably murder somebody to get in here, but that's okay. Stoical does not make you a maximum security prisoner by default. Stoical. Which one of you is stoical here, my friend? I can't see because you're carrying a stack of bacon right now. It's a very clever technique. You've also got nothing special that makes you more likely to riot in the future. Neither do you. And is there anybody just kind of chilling in their cell? Not really. Let some time go by here. So we want the person that is just stoical. Is that Chris Van Meer? What is he doing up here? I'll tell you what. I'm just going to put you on normal. I'm a little bit confused about what happened and why there was a murder. But I suppose we'll just have to deal with it. I'm just like, why? Oh, we have new prisoners to sort. Let me hold that thought for a second. Okay, Richard Hawkins, nothing special. Nothing special. This guy is on top of the truck. That scares the crap out of me. Nothing special. Bubbles? Oh, we've had this guy before. Just an ordinary clown for hire, performing at parties, birthdays, and weddings. However, Bubbles had an interest in parents, especially abusive ones to date. Bubbles' kill count of parents he deems unfit is 43. Tom Clark, guilty of collusion with an international terrorist organization to engineer and distribute an apocalyptic reanimation virus. Did I not seriously just have you in this prison like 2 days ago? Ben did not respond to psychological therapy and endlessly talks in his sleep about the kids from his past. Wait, this is weird. Are these not the exact same prisoners that I just had arrive earlier? I'm having like some weird deja vu here. I assure you I saved the game after we finished it before. I'm just a little surprised, but that's okay. I'm going to sell all our exports here. And I know I should probably buy more land in order to expand our maximum security prison, but at the same time, I don't really like doing that because it's really expensive. And I kind of just want to flip this prison like I own a... or like I run a TV show on HGTV, right? That's Home and Garden Television Network in Canada. I don't know if you have I mean, I assume you have something similar in the US. It might even be HGTV. Maybe we have HGTV Canada. I'm not totally sure. I'm not trying to start like a patriotic debate about what country started HGTV, all right? A lot of Canadian television is based on American television or British television, all right? You got me. In any case, we still have this dead body here. I would mostly like to get it out of the eating area. A little bit perturbed by the fact that our guards are apparently, oh, okay, they're a little busy. They're taking prisoners off the truck. I think with 260 prisoners, we're probably going to have to hire more guards. The good news is that in spite of, you know, being really bad at my job and causing prisoners to, well, not causing, but allowing prisoners to get murdered all the time, we're still making a lot of money on a regular basis. That feels pretty solid. We have $28,000 in cash right now, and our valuation is $780,000, but that'll go up to $830 pretty darn soon. Now let me use the clone tool and see if I have done this appropriately. So we want to have like 2 cells here. So we'll take the... No, we don't want to take the top wall. We'll take the bottom wall. And we would put it like... No, we do want to take the top wall. Sorry. And we would put it like here. And there would be no bottom wall. And we put it here. Oh my god, I am an idiot. Cancel it all. Okay, I'm having brain farts like crazy here. Those doors would actually open up into nothing. So please, just get those objects out of there. Let's try this again. Let's clone, but we'll clone from like this side. And we'll take 2 cells like this. And it'll be like that. And then there might be room for 1 more at the bottom. I might have built this, this foundation here in kind of like an improper way. And that's a-okay. This is still really dumb. I actually might fight myself, so if you just hold off for a second, I know you guys probably want to fight me as well. Why am I taking the right door? This is like doing a test in school after you've, you know, gotten 0 sleep the night before. Okay, we don't need the right wall. We only have to take this. May I finally have this correct? Does it have a top wall? I took the top wall, okay. And the door is right there, okay. This is better. Our ones, like, we've still built the cell improperly. And we're gonna have to build, like, another set of brick walls here for no reason. But at least now we have the basis in line here. Now, oh good, we've got large pipes, like, literally directly in that cell. That's a good sign. Let's just start with those, and then we'll start thinking about how to clone this a little bit more efficiently, because that was a lot of work just to get 3 cells, which is not really going to help us out that much. 29 prisoners have serious complaints. What is it this time? Needs. Oh, it's just food, and that's going to be taken care of. So honestly, I kind of turned up my nose at it before, because it seemed like an overly simplistic solution, but it really does seem like putting those phone booths in there did a good job. So I'm excited about that. Well, you know what? Why don't we just, if we're just going to brick this all up anyway, we might as well just install a brick wall here. And then demolish this wall right here. But I kind of want to wait to do that until, you know, everybody's asleep. But we'll do it anyway. We can just, like, truncate our foundation a little bit. Now, hopefully prisoners on their way to bed don't just walk out of our prison. Although, if they walk out here, they'd have to get through this fence somehow. So that's not such a big deal, I suppose. Alright. Could be worse. Just make sure deployment's still set up properly. It is. We have 8 prisoners arriving tomorrow. And everybody's relatively happy. Yes, was there a killing yesterday? Yeah, okay. Shit happens sometimes, you know. You guys kind of pop off for no reason. You are going to love this common room. I will tell you that much. I have great confidence in the fact that you will love this common room. Are we any closer to fulfilling some grants? Education gives us a nice bonus, like a nice advance, but it's a better completion bonus. Inmate nutrition gives us no advance. Cell block E gives us only a small advance, and we're not even close really to getting it. Foundation, 17 passed. So we actually are getting close to our conditions, but only 2 people are actually interested or qualified to do the general education degree. So I'm not very excited about that. Seriously, install the doors last. I will fight you for real. I promise you that. Don't think I won't. I was going to say, you should have water right now. Okay, so we got 3 cells installed. This one should be installed in a second. What do you mean there's no toilet? Yeah, I was gonna say, don't be ridiculous. Alright, let's talk about our cloning situation here. We should be able to, I'm thinking this wing might look terrible. Take the top wall, but no bottom wall. Then we should be able to do this, 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 and just keep it going here, like this, this, this. In fact, I'm thinking, how many? Oh man, this is gonna be like a 3-tile wide hallway. That's pretty silly. Maybe I'll cancel this one and move it slightly over, but it's gonna be all, it's gonna get people's OCD going, you know? You know what, that's fine. Let's get our clone tool set up properly again. And we wanna go boom. Oh, please tell me this actually adds up properly. It's a relatively minor concern. I don't think this will put us in debt either. It doesn't quite add up properly. Look, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed right now. Not the smartest tool in the shed. I gotta quit while I'm ahead here. At least I can still rhyme. Oh my god, okay. I give up, game. And then I use the clone tool instead of the objects tool. Okay, this is why when I was earlier in Prison Architect, I just manually built all the cells by hand, because I can't trust myself to use the automated tool. It's embarrassing, but true. Place this here, here, and hopefully this won't result in my bankruptcy. It resulted in my bankruptcy. So what I'm thinking is maybe we will, well, you know what, we're making so much money, we'll be back in the black here after, well, after like 10 minutes. Yeah, right now. Although we just bought some prisoner outfits. Well, another thing that I could do is have like the sell object tool, and we could just sell a bunch of our license plates and like wood stacks here, just to get some kind of like emergency cash. And I think this is a really smart idea, actually, just so we don't find ourselves in a terrible position. It'll probably hamper our exports income by not allowing our prisoners to make as many superior beds, at least. But whatever, it allowed us to really up our capacity, so I feel okay about that. Again, I don't love the idea that there's actually large pipes in some of these cells. Like, that's gonna really make it a lot easier to escape than I'd normally be a fan of, but I'm not sure if there's too much that we can do about that now that I've already done it. I think we'll just kind of have to eat crap on that one. But as is, I'm still happy with our prison. I know it seems ridiculous to be happy with this prison, but it's so much better than our last one. It's going to be worth like $820,000, and I think we're very, very close to getting to $1 million. I don't know if I'm going to restart this prison when we get to $1 million. It might be more efficient to just kind of wait till the next big update and then restart it then with like a $1.5 million prison or something. We shall see, though. Again, we'll just make sure deployment's fine. This common room, oh, maybe that's how we had some inmates kind of mixing? That common room wasn't yet designated? I don't think so, though. I don't think so, though. How are we doing here in prisoners? Just make sure it's balanced. Yeah, 16 is where we want to be. 3 in protective custody because 1 got murdered. You know, for ex-cops, and I'm not trying to say anything about the state of the policing system in the world, or specifically wherever country this takes place in, these ex-cops are pretty dumb to keep wandering out into these, like, really vulnerable areas that has specifically created, like, a safe haven for them. Alright, contraband, informants, it's sleep time. Now it's free time, and during free time, I will go check out our informants menu and maybe get them sent up here. These are good informants, you know, 71, 83, 71. But I would like to learn a little bit more valuable information about what we've got going on here. Assuming those prisoners are awake. Is this guy a confidential informant? No. Alright, one of these days we'll find out. I'd probably need more solitary cells, by the way. The way that I've gotten around not having a lot of solitary cells is just not really doing shakedowns. That's a pretty inefficient way of handling things. I should probably get on that. We have, maybe this is what normally I like to do when we have like odd spacing, is maybe we can put like a row of solitary cells down this side. It'll look ugly, but I don't really care if my prison, oh, we've got our informants in here. I don't even care if it looks ugly, as long as it works. So we're just taking a quick look. Yes, there is, There's a lot of contraband, of course. A lot of strong, tough, stoical prisoners. Nobody marked for death that isn't in protective custody. Oh, this guy's a potential CI. That's alright. I don't need any more CIs. I've already got great ones. It might be nice to have a maximum security one, but that's okay. You know what? I think this is fine. Sure. So many stoical prisoners. I think that is, like, specifically to counteract the strategy where you could just, like, no matter how sketchy your prison got, just have armed guards everywhere, and even though your prisoners would be suppressed and never reform, they also would probably very rarely riot, but, sure. It's been, nerfed a little bit, maybe. We're gonna take forever to get our prisoners in today, specifically because we have so many deliveries. I don't even like looking at this kitchen anymore. Remember when this is like looking at a marriage falling apart? Like, this kitchen used to be so big and beautiful and representative of our ambitious dreams for the prison, but now it's just become a specter of disorganization, not really doing what we need. This is not me talking about my own life, by the way. I'm just painting a beautiful yet tragic metaphor. Richard the Cat Felix. Richard was caught for murder at a video game tournament. He raged quit after losing at a game and used the mouse cable to strangle his competitor. He is now serving 30 years for the live-streamed murder. No one in jail will play cards with him. You sound like kind of an asshole, honestly, so I'm not surprised. John Williams, sorry to see that your musical composition career hasn't really taken it where you wanted it to go. Nobody that seems to really need sorting right now. Prisoners were getting a little ornery, but after they get fed, should be better. There's another kind of bottleneck right here. I could very, very slightly expand this kind of area, but look at how long it takes our prisoners to actually get into the canteen, man. No wonder not many people are getting to eat breakfast here. It's still not getting crazy, but I could understand why that's a little annoying for them. I mean, the problem is, and I'm not trying to blame this on introversion. Like, my problems with my prison are my own problems. Do we have new prisoners here? I'll talk about them in a sec. But if I could assign chefs to kitchens and then kitchens to canteens, so I could kind of control all the particulars of my own supply chain here, I would be more inclined to build a second canteen. The most handsome prisoner of all time, this prison is lucky to have him. Michael McTungle. Alright. No special reputations? Alright. But yeah, the reason I don't really love the idea of having... I'm just watching these protective custody prisoners. Okay, they're just going back to their cells. The reason I don't really like having multiple canteens for the same level of prisoner is because... or the same level of security is because... I can't really rely on the cooks to handle it in the way that I think they should. I know the AI does what it thinks is best, but... I would like to have that kind of, like, control to be able to set it up myself. So that's why I don't really love the idea of building a second canteen. What I would do is build a larger canteen. Maybe we could blow out this visitation room. And, like, well, we can't blow out all these rooms down here. We need those kennels in the staff room. But, yeah, I think pretty much we're just going to live with it for now until the prisoners start to riot. It seems like they're getting fed enough per day right now. If I look at policy... they're getting high quantity of meals. I could up their variety as well. How much would that cost us? Oh my god. A lot more money. Might go to low meal variety and high meal quantity. Just to save us a little bit more money. And see how this works out for us. I'm all for treating the prisoners well. Don't get me wrong. That being said, I'm also all for flipping this prison and making a quick penny. Workmen are taking longer than I'd like to get this stuff sorted out, but that's, you know, not necessarily unexpected. Did these workmen actually get trapped outside? Like, what do you think is going to happen? I'll tell you what, like, I'll install a staff door here temporarily, but you really should be smart enough not to build yourself out of the building next to a fence. Like, that's going to cause some problems for you. No wonder they're freaking exhausted. They've probably been outside for like 3 days. Or maybe the game's just getting a lot slower because we have way more prisoners. There we go. Now maybe they'll finally realize they can go... You're not going to go anywhere? There's no jobs for you to do? Is that really how you feel about things right now? Tired. Staff prefer to rest in a staff room. Staff prefer to rest in a staff... Then go rest in the staff room. There is a drink machine for every person. There's a sofa for like every oh my god. What happened here? How did it happen? Too many lights? So it's our other one that's down. You're full of capacitors, by the way. Aren't you? Yeah. How the heck did we... Okay, let's turn it on for a sec. Alright, we need to find a way to cut power. This seems to be like how these episodes end lately. Is we just find ourselves building a little bit too big and getting caught in some kind of power nightmare. I think what we could do is pretty seamlessly take like half the grid off of this. So what if we like... These all connect to one another, well, sort of. We just let it on pause for a second. I'm sure the power's gonna... Yeah, stop. Thank you. So let's cut the power like here. And once that power is cut, I'll install another power station with a with several capacitors. And then we'll just turn it back on. I think we'll also... We'll also cut the power here in order to make this happen. So it's going to take a little while, and like half our prison is going to be in blackout until then. My basic idea is, why don't we just get a small capacitor running that can run our protective custody unit by itself? That'll at least buy us the time to get this done. I'm a little mad, though, because like, all we really installed were lights. It doesn't seem like it should be that big of a deal. Also, this is going to be a real problem. It's a little late in the day, so people are going to be going to bed relatively soon, but... we have a little bit of a nightmare situation happening because they're not going to get to eat before bed. Luckily, we do only have 8 prisoners coming tomorrow. Let's check our grade quickly. 31% reoffending. That's amazing. I'm actually getting worse here. Seriously, though, like, I need workmen extremely quickly. In fact, I might hire another couple here. We already have 26. That's crazy. All right, yeah, you can do it. There's another one. And then we'll just... basically place a utility object down here, this power station. So these are all being dismantled. Okay, we'll place this one here. I guess we can't because of trees or something. Surely, okay, you know what? Get this tree out of here. I know putting the stuff here is like affecting our ability to log, but still, this is more important. How long does it take you to take a sapling out of the freaking ground? I've seen you put together a pool table in like 2 minutes. Seriously. You're not chopping it down, it's just a little bit of... like it's a root in the ground. You are root. Seriously, though. I'm actually just amazed. Have you heard of this tool called a shovel? It's a good one. Garden shears. Really even your own hands if you go hard enough on it. There we go. And I keep coming up with more and more creative solutions to deal with the fact that I'm god-awful when it comes to this power situation. Like, what? I can only put it here, inside of the freaking fence. Alright. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll take this fence and we'll do, like, a little... that, and we'll go utilities. Power station. I'll place it here. I don't care. Build a few capacitors on this bad boy. Sure, it's going to be expensive. It's got to get the job done, though. Well, now that we've disconnected that, maybe we can turn this power station back on. Please tell me yes. Sweet, okay. Protective custody being unable to have power is an issue, but it's not that bad, you know? We can live with it, at least. And I think our workmen are going to have a really hard time actually figuring out how to plant that power station. And the capacitors, but that's okay. I have faith. They're slowly getting up there. You can do it. We are up to 380, basically, prisoner capacity, which is pretty sweet. That puts our valuation at 840,000, which is basically just straight up cash right now. You can't install the capacitor? Would you care to explain why, perhaps? You just can't get out of there at all right? I'll use my my favorite catch-all, workmen are trapped move and just install a staff door here, which they will probably magically pull out of their own anuses and install here. But hey, we've got our protective custody wing kind of set up here. We could lighten the load a little bit on our big capacitor right here. The way that we would do this is basically just by cutting a little bit more power and switching it over to our other grid. So, for example, if we dismantled this utility, and we basically just, like, severed a little bit of it, we could take control of some of the wing ourselves. But we don't have that many capacitors, so I'm a little bit wary about doing it. Man, this utilities map mode is getting messed up. You know what? I'm just going to say that I'm content with this, and we'll deal with this later if we have to. Even cutting that utility shouldn't matter because there's still going to be like a continuous flow of electricity. Alright, so install that. We got 8 prisoners coming tomorrow. Still doing fine here. Relatively speaking, I suppose. We do need some cash, though. We're going to need some cash to make a land grab quickly because we've already reached the maximum of our expansion here. Well, pretty close to the maximum of our expansion here. Do we have exports that we can sell for quick cash? We do not. Well, certainly not a perfect solution there, but I'm going to say thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.